the first module of this course, we briefly touched on the 4 phases to the hacking process: recon, scanning, enumeration, and finally hacking. In this module, we'll explore the first phase, educated decision, in the later steps of this process and ultimately hacking their systems. I know it's very tempting and everyone wants to start hacking right away. Of any engagement on the first phase. This allows a lot of things. Data collection, it allows you to get a good idea of who your target is, physical, network presence, how many people they have. Getting good intel is, it's super important. Just and be just like what a real hacker would be. Quiet, stealthy. These guys go to jail. Black hat spend months, sometimes even years, researching targets' weaknesses and vulnerabilities and looking for a way in, and ultimately a way to stay in. Footprinting and recon involve more than just a few parts to ensure maximum information retrieval. First, collect publicly available information about a target. It's insanely easy to take advantage of the information carelessly exposed on the internet. Information like IP address ranges, VPN information, public websites. Remember, not all information is technical. You'll also want to collect data like employee email addresses and phone numbers, facility information, security policies implemented, anything that you can find. It is valid, it should be cataloged, it should be noted, saved, put in a cubbyhole. Receptionist a woman? Is it a man? Tall? Short? Do they have uniforms? Do they wear uniforms 4 days a week and then have casual Fridays? It would be really, really silly of you to pretend to be an employee in some social engineering tactic and showing up in uniform on casual Friday. Gather what you can about the system architecture, names, and of course use it. Half the time you watch ESPN, they've got like the Wi-Fi password sitting up in the upper right-hand corner of a screen or behind some guy that they forgot that they were going to be filming in the hallway, and everyone forgets it, so someone writes it down on like a manila envelope and pastes it up on the wall. Run queries on available databases like Whois, DNS. Footprinting is gathering what's available there, like anybody would John Q. Public. Anybody like facing the Starbucks. Anybody else could be walking around the mall doing the exact same thing. It's when you start interacting with employees that things kind of change and you kind of identify yourself. Always keep an eye out for existing vulnerabilities, potential vulnerabilities, things that you could get lucky and you might be able to skip a step, but don't count on it. It's helpful before you start footprinting to think about your objective. The tools that are appropriate, know what your target is, know what your goal, your endpoint is, and in most engagements, it'll all be written down. In this module, I'll highlight using Google Hacking in the millions of social security numbers and actually ended up on CNN. But before diving into those, we'll move on to the next video and enjoy.